Hey guys, welcome to JoJo Cider Reviews and More. I'm JoJo. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing it says a Juicy Hazy New England IPA. And this is called Pulp Daddy. And this is brewed by Greater Good Imperial Brewing. And what's interesting about this company, this brewery, called Greater Good Imperial Brewing. They were actually, when they started, all they had was Imperial beers, which is very high alcohol content. From what I've seen now on Beer Advocate, they also have lower ones now, beers with lower ABVs. But this is called Pulp Daddy, and this is 8% alcohol by volume. It says Greater Good, Massachusetts, USA, nectar of the hop gods. It says always store cold, drink fresh, unfiltered, some sediment is normal. This IPA is no joke. It's actually won 2 awards, at least 2. Well, one was a big one, or 2 of them really, but one is specifically from Massachusetts. It says Pulp Daddy, an IPA from Worcester's Greater Good Imperial Brewing Company. It's out of Worcester, Massachusetts. Has been named the best IPA in Massachusetts after a blind taste test. And the group was called Mass Brew Bros. They did their own March Madness style bracket with 104 tasters trying 48 IPAs from different mass breweries, and this won the whole contest. It even beat out Haze by Treehouse, which is a renowned brewery, really in the whole world it's renowned. Came out to what Massachusetts Beer Bros called the Massachusetts Most Tasty IPA Championship belts. And this beer was claimed the 2019 Massachusetts Most Tasty IPA. And it described the brewery describes this beer as a juice-forward IPA with a predominant and citrusy aroma. So it competed against 47 other IPAs, and the way they seeded the brews was by existing ratings, primarily from the app Untappd, to prevent any bias. Okay, again, it beat out a lot of IPAs, including Haze from Treehouse. They also said, we want to be clear that we don't take ourselves too seriously, they wrote. Well, we put great effort into our March Madness style blind tasting tournament this year. We hope to expand it to a full field of 64 next year. The overarching idea was to have fun. That's what blind tastings are all about, finding which beers minus any hype or presumption would translate into enjoyable drinking experiences. And they also celebrated their 1-year anniversary in 2019. So they're very humble. They said, we're not like certified professionals, but we're doing this for fun. This was their honest opinion. To them, this was the best tasting beer that year. It also won another award. It won Best of the New England Imperial Hazy IPA 2020 from the United States Beer Tasting Championship. So this is no joke. Originally their IPA was called, probably their flagship I think was called Pulp. And they modified this, they call it Pulp Daddy now, and supposedly this is more hazy than the Pulp was. And again, it's 8% alcohol by volume. So, really excited about this. This is a special request from my wife, Jess. So, I really appreciate the request. Love you very much, hon. Thank you for suggesting this. She got it a 4-pack at one of the breweries that we live, one of the package stores that we live next to. And I hadn't seen this, honestly, at Total Wine, which is the main store I go to. But she went to a different one and got a 4-pack, so. Did have one last week, but I wanted to give a full review for you for my channel. And going in for the pour, yeah, definitely a ton of haze. You can tell right off the bat. It's, I'd say medium to dark orange, some shades of yellow at the bottom of the glass. You cannot really see through that at all. I mean, it's almost completely, what's the word? It's not totally opaque, but some light goes through it, but I cannot see my hand at all, just like shades, you know what I mean? About a finger and a half of fluffy white head. I wouldn't even say that's off-white. That is just a fluffy white head, just a total white head. Can't really see too many bubbles. It's a really hazy beer. You can see, like I said, kind of like an orange. When you hold it to the light, you can see that yellow in there, but it's just it's like a medium to dark orange beer. It looks like an amazing hazy IPA. It's going for the aroma. Oh yeah, right off the bat, it's just a total juice machine. Citrus, pineapple, mango. I'm getting a little bit of peach as well in the aroma. You also get that malt too in there. You could tell there's a sweetness. It's not overwhelmingly sweet, but there's a sweetness there. You can definitely taste. You could smell the hops there, and also the malt. You get that bready kind of malt aroma as well. Good head retention. It's kind of died down a little bit, but it's still there. So looking forward to this, guys. Without further ado, salute. Okay, so immediately, first thing that actually hit me, I know it's a New England IPA, and a lot of times the bitterness is dialed back, but I did get a bitterness flavor right at the front of the palate. Mid palate, I'm getting a lot of the. Actually, it reminds me of pulp, like orange juice you get with the pulp in it. It's kind of like a chewy mouthfeel, which is, I love that kind of mouthfeel with New England IPAs. In the back end, you get, I'm getting a lot of the pineapple in the flavor in the back end. I also get citrus hops, a little bit of grapefruit as well in there, maybe a little bit of mango. Very, very good. Mouthfeel is medium. Good amount of body to this. Definitely not sessionable though, but it's 8%. It does not taste like 8%. It's going down very smooth. Pretty dry finish. I say it's like an 80 to 20 dry sweet ratio, mostly dry finish. Good amount of lacing sticking to the glass there as well. It's a solid, really solid hazy New England IPA. I think Beer Advocate gives it a 93 out of 100. Again, they say they're America's first imperial brewery, having beers just that are imperial. Now they seem to have other beers that are lower in ABV. So, going for one more sip. So see if there's a little, say there might be sediment in here. So, it's a nice appearance when you pour that in there. Look at that. Creamy mouthfeel as well. Man, this is definitely an outstanding New England IPA. I'm going to go for a score. I'll go 93 out of 100. I think it's outstanding beer. It is top notch. One of the better ones I've had, to be honest with you. It definitely, I would say, is in the top 5 that I've had for sure. I highly recommend it. I don't know how much it costs for a 4-pack, but it's worth it. It really is. It's a solid IPA. I can see why it won multiple awards. The fact that they beat out a Treehouse beer says something right there. If you're into craft beer, they beat out Haze from Treehouse. So, I mean, need I say more on that? But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Check out my Instagram, JoJo Cider Reviews and more. Feel free to subscribe if you're liking this content. Please leave a comment as well. I love reading comments from you guys. Until next time, salute.